a huge
Thank you.
welcome to India
Thank-
today. I watched the trailer for Barzak, and one of the lines which really struck a chord with me was कि जिस प्यार को लोग समझ नहीं सकते उससे डरते हैं. And I think that is such a beautiful line and so true to everything in life, right? Like, just say, for example, we are talking about content, you are an actress. If someone comes with you, if there is a script you are really invested in, but people don't understand it, they fear
Yeah.
it. They feel that, oh my God, we don't know how, is it going to work? Is it not going to work? I want to know, as an actress, how do you thread those lines? Because it's very beautiful.
You got to believe in it yourself first. You got to believe in yourself. You got to believe in the project. You got to come with 100% intent to create magic. And I think, we learn this in school, we learn this at home, we learn this through yoga, meditation, prayer, anything. Come with that intention, that energy kind of feeds off into other people. People feed off of that energy. So honestly, if I'm going to be nervous and unsure about it, my performance would be nervous, unsure. My promotion would be nervous and unsure, and I'll put that energy onto you. But if I approach it with love and pride, which I do, then hopefully people will also see that effort, see the risk we've taken, and see the heart with which we've all really performed those roles, because you couldn't do it any other way. Could not, neither the Fawad Khan superstar, neither Fawad Khan, our other actor from theatre, Salman Shahid, myself, the support cast, the children, no one could do this without pouring their heart and soul into it, because it's so delicate
Yeah.
and different and important to tell these kind of stories.
And it's very interesting. I feel that from the beginning of your career, although I have seen very limited work of yours, obviously, because it's cross border, but whatever I have seen you always push the boundary. I know for the longest time the image of Kashyap sort of like stuck with you, but even then, I feel that you kind of push the boundaries with the kind of diversity and versatility that you could show. That means that you have conviction in what you're doing. But at the same time, not everything is received. I mean, it is left on the audience's interpretation a lot of times. How do you
Yeah.
weigh the pros and cons when you're deciding on those factors? Because an actor is as good as the response that they get from the audience eventually.
So I disagree with that. If I it and if I feel like, again, it's 100%. I think over the years my perspective has changed. Therefore, my answers are a little different from how I used to answer before. I disagree with that because, especially after COVID and everything else is going on in the world, I cannot put the power of my life and my future and my happiness in other people's hands. So if I'm content with something and I've done it with 100% intention, then I'm confident that people will enjoy it. How many people will enjoy it? My work has never been the kind of work that will satisfy everyone. You can't please
Yeah.
everyone. But my work is definitely the kind of work that satisfies a small group of people. But when those small group of people click with the projects that I do, they shower us with love and praise and appreciation, and that's my win. I cannot please everyone. So as long as I please myself and make a difference in one person's life through the work or characters, for me, my job is done. So there's no fear of will it work, won't it work? Because I know it will work. Maybe not for the masses or for like 1 million people, but it'll definitely work for 100. And for me,
I
that
I I want to disagree only on one thing, that it doesn't only appeal to a smaller section, it appeals to a larger section. In fact, it is a very small section which it doesn't perhaps appeal to, and that is the beauty of the work.
that's the case, then even better. But you know what I'm saying? Like, मुझे उस चीज का डर, उस चीज की फिक्र, उस चीज की टेंशन अब जिंदगी में नहीं लेनी, क्योंकि there's no point. It ruins. It brings a downer to the process that I always go through, and my processes are amazing. I mean, I'm so grateful to be doing what I love, that my job is my hobby, my passion, and that I get the best roles and the best team to work with. I'm really grateful for that. And I'm grateful that I don't get bored. I can play Kashaf, I can do a Zara, I can do a Qatil Hasina, and now I play this strange character Sherzad. So I'm really, really grateful to the makers of these shows, to the universe, to my luck that I get this opportunity.
And all your hard work, because every time you're pushing the boundaries, people around know that, okay, we can go to Sanam with this script, and if she sees potential, she will say yes. And I think that is the beauty, but also, like you said, your process is very vast and very different. For this Barzak role, it's a very strange character. From the trailer, I couldn't really put a finger and say that, okay, she is this or she is that. And I think that is the beauty of this character. But when something like this come to you on a paper, how do you interpret it, or what was your process of interpreting it?
So same thing. I could not put my finger on the character because I was like, एक second, इसको मसले नहीं है, नाराज होती है, नहीं होती, दिल टूटता है इसका, नहीं टूटता. Is she strong? Is she weak? Is she? What's her problem? Where is she coming from? What is she? And I think it was just a lot of hours of reading and analyzing Sherzad with Asim first, with actor director, and then I think I was able to shape her better in the rehearsal space with all the other actors. So when I would act with the other male actors of different ages, the child, my age, older, different things would come out. There would be a softness when Sherzad is talking to children, a coldness when she's talking to her age. There'd be something else when she's talking to the women. So I learned about Sherzad not when I read the script, but in the rehearsal space. And then you shot in the mountains, and your environment also, if you're not on a set, and if you're in a natural environment, your environment also helps shape your character, your performance, and what you're feeling at that point. Mountains have a huge impact on one's
absolutely, yeah.
And so being up there in the mountains really helped bring me that sense of being grounded. यहाँ कराची में या any place जहाँ पे गर्मी है, and if I had to do that performance in garmi, I don't think I would have been able to have the same kind of calmness, because it is 43 degrees here in the summer. It is hot, and although actually it's hot here, but over there it was freezing, and everyone else could wear scarves and shawls and angitis and heaters and all that, but the actors were freezing. We weren't supposed to be wearing winter coats or thermals. We were that kind of extreme weather, but extreme heat makes your brain think another way, and extreme cold makes you think another way. And I think that really had a huge impact on my performance.
Are you someone who is able to watch your performance and be objective about it? Because you also come from theater, you also have a very strong acting background, but when you're attached to your work too much, and you are passionate, and passionate people are attached to what they do, are you able to see it in objective lenses?
Over time, I think yes. Initially, when if you've got a recording machine or you hear your voice, like, who is that? It's so disturbing to hear your own voice. I remember when I was younger, I'd hate hearing my own voice. Then on old videos, home recordings, you'd be like, please put that off. I can't see myself. And then when I was acting, it was difficult to see myself, but I think because this time it wasn't just a home video, I had direction. I wasn't being me. I was playing a character. I was able to kind of be like, okay, let me see all this work that we did and everything that I thought of my character on paper. How is it coming out? And I think the best way to learn is either my family members being like, that was really good, that was awful, or myself being like, why didn't I do that when I can do that? Or why did I do that voice when I don't speak like, just so you teach yourself. It's been so long now. I think it's been years of
20 years now,
almost getting used to myself, teaching myself, not being kind to myself, and then totally trusting my directors and being like, I need you to tell me when I do this wrong, because that's what I see. I don't know if you notice it. So that kind of relationship. So now, yes, I am able to see my work objectively, because I think jitna kaam karna tha set pe, wo ho gaya. Ab bas dekho, learn from it for the next. But otherwise, yeah, I think just...
and I have seen this, that people love the clarity with which you usually talk. Like there's no dilemma in your mind when you're talking because you're so sure of yourself as an actor,
Of
as a person. But Sanam, when you get a character which is slightly indecisive, who is slightly like, she doesn't know. For example, Shehzad, she doesn't know what she's doing. Do you ever find it difficult to sort of, how much of relatability factor with a character sort of helps you shape it? And do you sometimes find it a little challenging, maybe on day one or day two, to sort of put that to use? Because as a person, you're so decisive, at least right now, from whatever I can see.
I'm not actually very decisive. Certain things, like certain questions, I now know I don't answer them. Just there's a feeling of truth and honesty that I have to bring out in my answers. That it just is the way. But this is years of experience, time, practice, all of that. I am very indecisive. I never know what's the right thing to do in terms of these things. Of course, black and white, right and wrong, I'm very sure of what is right. But these things, no, is tarah karoon, us tarah karoon, ye karoon, acha, he's saying to do it like this, acha, okay, let me see, how does it feel? Is it feeling right? Or is it feeling like I'm forcing something or pretending to do something? I think that's the beauty of experience and working with great people over the years, is you learn to tap into this, your sixth sense,
Yeah.
always follow that sixth sense. It is really your guiding factor, and it will always lead you to a safe space. When
Yeah.
you're forced to do something, or forced to and do something in terms of work only, of course, if a director has a vision, the director should really, me, I'll speak for myself. The directors to really convince me, for me to really believe it. And it's taken again years to shed those stubborn moments of logging heads with the director, to be like, no, but I had to learn that Sanam wouldn't do that. But there are people who have to learn that. So I think being able to shed all those layers and just surrendering to the director. But that's also why I really pick the directors I work with. I have to know them, and I have to know the level, intellect, and all of that coming with motivation, taking this thing. That allows me then to surrender. And if I'm indecisive, I can question, and then we come to a middle ground. So I, in characters like this, where I don't know what to do, and where the characters obviously always know what to do, and the directors know what they want. I, as the actor, I'm like, mujhe nahi pata kya karna. I've never done. But trial and error. And also, it's not like you don't read it and then just perform, whether it's theater or this work on camera. That's why rehearsal is so important. That's the where you make those mistakes, be indecisive, feel confused, and then work on it.
Absolutely. And this is your second project with Asim. Cake was exceptional as well, But I want to know, how has an understanding with the director and the writer and everyone in the team, right? I want to know, how has that equation with him shaped and helped you in Barzakh? Was there something that you could write really, something that just came in because of the equation that you share?
So I did 2 projects with Asim, but I was also a part of Churels, which then I couldn't do. And I saw this other side. So my trust and faith in Asim, like, he makes this family drama, female-centric, mothers, sisters, parents. Then he does this wild, all-out female-powered, pushing taboos, like making people uncomfortable. But like, it was so fun and strong to read. And, we discussed all the characters. And then I saw this side. I was like, wow, from something so homely, so like kosher, to like this. And then I read Barzakh, which was all male-centric and spiritual and magical realism and something totally different. I was like, this guy's brain, the way it works. But he always writes about things that he is in the moment of in his life. And that just makes it all the more authentic, believable. The connection is a lot stronger for the actors also, and anyone working on the thing, because it's someone's life experiences and someone's perspective that they are imagining as they're going through life, whether it's ill parents or a parent passing away, or just raising a child, all these different things. So my trust in Asim is built therefore, and I've been seeing his work when he used to, before he did Cake, before he approached me for Cake, his short stories, his short films that he would do, there was always something in it. There was something that this guy wanted to tell, and he just needed an avenue to express himself, and he did that. And so if Asim ever approaches me with a script, I'd love to read it. Not only is writing something that we're all a fan of, but then his direction also. And it's because he is the writer. When a writer is a director, you can just, it's so much more easy to create a character on set, then to take it further, to experiment with it, to bring changes, because you don't have to be like, oh, let me see what the writer thought, or let me check, or no, or you already have a fixed idea. The writer is kind of there to see it through the director's eye.
Absolutely. You know, another interesting thing about the characters that you pick usually, Isha, I'm so sorry. I will just take last two questions. I know that you want to hurry, but just last two questions. One of the interesting things that I've always seen within your characters is the fact that they are sort of challenging the societal norms, but while doing that, they are also quite aware of the patriarchal society. Like, it's ironic in ways, but that is what makes it so beautiful. It's not like a complete abandonment of the society. It's not like a utopia world that we're living in. We are quite aware that this is how the society works, but within that, I want to challenge, and I think that's beautiful. I just want to know, how do you usually pick up these scripts? Are those kind of scripts only coming to you कि अच्छा सनम के पास जाना है तो इस तरीके के strong written characters ही होने चाहिए, या फिर मतलब क्या all these roles just find a way to come to you somehow?
They do just find a way somehow. I maybe manifested because I really just wanted to work that is like that, and then they do just fall into my lap. That's why I'm saying I cannot be more grateful, and I cannot stop being grateful to everything and everyone, that मुझे बहुत अच्छा काम बस मिल जाता है. But it's because I've hopefully proven myself. It's because that is my strength. I would like to do other work. I have dabbled in it. Maybe I need more time and experience to feel as confident in those roles as I do in these roles. Because I shouldn't just be typecast or just do one kind of acting. But then when I look back at my career and I see the roles, there is a common thread, but they're all quite different still. They either come from different backgrounds,
Absolutely. Yeah.
or they have approach. In the end, the fight is the same, as you said. But yeah, they come to me, but I think that's what I've also asked for.
You definitely did, and thank you for that. Especially now, Sanam, when you're picking a project, because Pakistani dramas, I'm sure you're aware, is quite popular in India. Like, people, I was just randomly at an event recently, and one of the person just walked up to me, and they were like, "Oh, you sometimes interview Pakistani actors as well. Please, when are you going to interview like Sanam?" And I was just like, "Oh, you don't have any idea how much I'm waiting for that opportunity. But you have a great, like, a huge fandom here. One, how does that sort of make you feel, and will you be sort of open to working here in Indian cinema also sometime in future? Secondly, because the political tension between the countries, the cross-border thing is always at peak when you're, for example, doing Barzak with Zindagi. I want to know, what are the things that you keep in mind? Does it ever play in your mind that what if it doesn't release at a particular time? Because eventually that is also important for an actor.
And production ne paise to lagaye, so they have to release it. Ab wo kab release hoga, I don't. The fear, because the captain of the ship at that time, Shailja, she was just amazing to work with. Again, she's the kind of person, and those are the kind of minds you need that shed all other issues and just focus on creating content that makes them happy, that appeals to them, and that they want to share with the world. So it's when you have captains like that who don't care about what's going on around them and are really just focused on art, then you don't worry about these things. So kudos to Shailja for leading the way.
Absolutely.
Like that. She's amazing. And secondly, how do I feel about the love from India? It's amazing how much love comes from India, and how I've never been to India. It just so happened that I wasn't able to come when Zindagi was launched. And then after that, I think it's nice. Let India love us from afar. Because of the political situation, it's not a nice feeling to go through that tension and that risk and that fear. So I think just tarah hai, usi tarah bhi sahi hai. As Barzakh will show you, there are different dimensions and aspects and ways to love. And I think this India-Pakistan love for the artist is just another way of that kind of love.
You couldn't have put it beautifully, but although I would really want and hope that one day you can visit India without all of these fears and just embrace and see the love for yourself, because
Yeah.
I know it's in abundance here.
I would definitely come visit, just as a visit, to visit India. Work, we'll see. But just to visit, I'd love to come. There's so much that I want to see there, for sure.
Lovely. I have to obviously end by asking about your return with Fawad, because come on, I mean, I started off with saying Zindagi Gulzar Hai was my introduction. So I want to know just the fact that from that show to now, you have grown as an actor so much. Your equation with Fawad has perhaps evolved. Both of you have grown as actors. I want to know, how was it just reuniting on this, and why did it take 12 years?
I don't know why it took 12 years. I guess people were waiting for the right script, and you will get that right script, which I got. Now I've got 3 projects with Fawad, one for Z5, one for Sony Live, and one on Netflix. So agar ek mein aap log khush nahi ho, to dusre mein khush hoge, ya teesre mein. So you're going to have a variation of Fawad and my combos coming together. But this one was the first one that cast us together. Not based on Zindagi Gulzar Hai, based purely on our acting chops. And I hope that audiences take this character and this dynamic well. And it's just another reminder to audiences that हम कशफ और ज़ारून नहीं, हम actors हैं. तो हमारे काम को पसंद करें, but जिंदगी गुजारे को अपने एक शेल्फ पे रखें और आगे बढ़ के हमें देखें different dynamics में as actors. So fingers crossed that people will appreciate that.
I am pretty sure that people are going to, because I watched the trailer, absolutely loved it, already engaged. I told Isha also, please send me the episodes also as soon as possible, because I really want to watch it.